Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Iman. Welcome to the Iman Show. Another episode, another Friday. Happy Friday. Happy today. As we agreed, Fridays are the day that we talk about happiness. And we started last week with our happy list. I ask you to create a simple list of things that make you happy. And I hope you already have your own list. If not, it's not late. Please make a list right now. And maybe you just want to write them down. You have it in your mind. And today we are continuing our topic about happiness. And we are going to ask this simple question, apparently simple question, that who are you? How do you define yourself? What is your perception of yourself? And I believe it's really important to answer this question before even we get to the topic of happiness, because we spend all our lifetime serving ourselves, trying to meet our expectations, and we are trying to make ourselves happy. So let's start with this question: who are we? And who are we serving actually? Yeah, so in next 90 minutes, I will be your host and I am going to talk to you as much as I can. I hope that you engage with this topic and join me to share your thoughts. And I am so hopeful that this is going to be a nice topic to discuss. Let's begin. Yes, so let's see who wants to join me. We are now live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. It's so many, right? It's just almost all social media platforms. There are a couple of things that we're not live yet, like maybe Candy Crush or so, but we will get there. Don't worry. We are going to talk to some of old friends, some new friends, and yeah, so let's see if we can.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
It's very dark in here. Sorry.
I can see. Yeah, I know. It's really dark. No problem. How are you doing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And thank you.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. You are awesome.
Thank you.
And you help me so much. It's very nice.
Thank you so much.
And I have
Can you hear me?
a question for you.
Let me ask you a question first, if it's
So,
okay.
yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Would you please introduce
So,
yourself?
I am Carla Medina. I'm
Carla.
from Portugal.
Carla
I
from
don't
Port.
speak very well English,
You're doing
but
great,
I
Carla.
try.
You're doing great,
I
Carla.
try.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And
So what?
I think you have a very special content and are very interesting, and the way you put the things, it's very helpful. It's very touching, and I need to know who helps you.
Who helps me?
Yes, you
When?
have a coach. You have some I don't know. You help some people, and every people who helps you.
Oh, like in the realm of coaching and
Yes,
mentoring. Yeah. Okay.
yes, yes,
Carla, right?
yes,
Okay, Carla. Thank you for joining me. I had another question for you, but we will get there.
yes,
Let's answer. So I consider myself, I'm a learner, I
yes. We are.
yeah, I learn from almost everything, from good things, bad things, experiences, stories,
Yes,
poems, of course. Poetry inspire me a lot. And I
yes,
just listen, I observe, I look, and I just come up with my thoughts. Of course, I read a lot of books. I have read a lot of books,
yes,
and I keep reading. I just, as long as you do not consider yourself as someone who knows everything, and you are eager, thirsty to learn more,
never
everyone can help you. Everyone can teach you something.
something. Yes,
Most of the time, I learn from nature. I learn from children. I learn from everything. I mean, this is just, if you open your
I
heart to
sorry,
learn, everyone can teach you.
but you listen so many people, and and you pay attention to everyone, and
Mhm.
this is exhausting too. I think, right? No, you need
Exhausting. So learning is a process that needs attention, and it
yes,
it consumes a lot of energy to process everything. And when, if someone shows up on my screen to talk to me, I
yes,
must pay attention to them, to
yes,
acknowledge them, to appreciate their presence. So, as this is the least thing I can do. You show up on some, like, I'm a stranger, but you trusted me. You show up. You want to talk
yes,
about your opinion,
yes,
and the least thing I can do is to be present and just
yes,
listen to you. I think it's a skill. It definitely
yes,
is a
yes,
skill that we all need to learn and practice, and
yes,
I'm still learning.
yes,
But yeah, so thank you
yes,
for your acknowledgement. Let me ask you this question. This the topic today is
yes,
about
please.
who are you, and how can you answer this question? Who are you?
So sometimes I just don't know. I have days, and I think I know everything, but there is others. There's not that way,
Mhm.
and I have doubts about my choice, about my personality, but I think I can handle and put the things on the order, and but I have that days. Yes, who I am, really, 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 I don't know.
Mhm. Okay, that's
Not yet.
yeah,
Not
that's a good
yet.
answer. I don't know. At least you reach to this level that you know that you don't know. That is good.
Yes, I
Mhm.
know. I don't know.
Okay, okay, great. It is a journey. Self awareness, self knowledge is a journey, and the first step is that you know that you need to know something that you don't know. Well, yeah, thank you for joining, Carla. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here as my first guest, and
Thank you.
hopefully continue watching
Thank you.
this session. Hopefully you get some ideas about the answer that who we are. I think
So,
so. Can you?
I have a call.
No
Sorry.
worries. Yeah.
I thank you,
Thank you.
and I keep watching every single day, and go nuts.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you
Go
so
nuts,
much.
and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your
Thank you.
evening.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
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 All right. So we had Carla from Portugal, and her answer was, "I don't really know." Beautiful. Let's see. We have, I guess, on TikTok now.
Assalamu alaikum, doctor.
Hello. Hi. Hey, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
You're welcome. I'm still waiting for you to co-host with me.
Like I cannot open a jar of like a peanut butter and become your co-host. You need to invite me there.
Promise.
You know how does it work?
You promised. I remember you gave me.
Yeah. So you need to invite me there. Sometimes you schedule a time. I will be your co-host.
You're so busy. I can't get hold of you.
So this is like, if you really want something, you find a way.
Look, I'm on your live.
Yeah. So welcome. How are you doing? So let's start with your introduction.
I stalk you at night while you're cooking, and you
Yeah.
don't pay any attention.
Yes,
I'm
I
like,
was
"Hi."
cooking. So let's begin. Let's start over. Because my friends on other platforms, they don't know you. So let's start with your introduction, please.
Okay, hi. My name is Connie Rose. I'm a psychotherapist and a relationship life coach.
Hmm. And where are you connecting from?
I'm in the UK in Birmingham.
UK, Birmingham. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining. I promise that I will co-host you in one of your podcasts. That I keep my promise. You already asked you to send me like an email, and we schedule a time. But I think that is the best way. But so let's get to the topic today and the
Yes.
question: that who are you? What do you think about that?
I think this is a really interesting question. Who am I? I think I'm someone who evolves, someone who changes, someone who's a mother, someone who's a daughter, someone who's a sister, an auntie. So I have lots of roles in my life as to who I am. Who I am as a person is someone who is kind, is loyal, is transparent as a person. And I also recognize that there are lots of qualities and lots of learning that on a daily basis, you kind of learn new things, you become new things. So who I am is an evolving human being, one that has a thirst for learning and, helping others, I guess. I think I found my purpose in life, so I kind of live my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I am.
All right. So let's begin with the. I think we cannot be something if it change. Who we are must pass the test of continuity
Mm-hmm.
to be consistent.
Yes.
So if I am a teacher now,
Mm-hmm.
and later on I am a writer,
Mm-hmm.
I'm neither of them. I am not a teacher. That is a role that I have. It's a task that I'm taking, and I'm not a writer. I'm something persistent. If I am a daughter, who was I before becoming? I was a daughter. if I'm a sister, if I'm a mother, if I'm a friend. These are roles, maybe masks that we put on till we take a role. But beyond this, things that they evolve, they change every day. What do you think about that? What do you think we are?
I think that's a beautiful concept, and I think you're very right. I think somebody can be more than one. And yes, I think wearing a mask, or not even a mask, I don't like the terminology of a mask, but I do
Roles.
hear the terminology of a role.
Mhm.
I think we have so many different roles in our life, and we can be a combination
Mhm.
of all those roles. Beyond the roles, I think that's a really interesting question. Who are we when we're not a mother, when we're not a daughter, when we're not a friend? Who are we? So I think that question has intrigued me, and I think when I look at that question as a whole, who am I? I am someone who's introverted, someone who likes my own peace, someone who likes my own space, someone who likes to give. But again, do I then set myself into a role when I become someone who's a giving person?
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you take that role away, who am I? And I think I refer to myself, and maybe it's a very interesting way, but I refer to myself as someone who is love, who likes to give love. You know, and it's just a part of who I probably am when I'm not being those roles. But then this is really twisted my head up, because even when I'm in those roles, right, I'm still playing a role within that role. Does that make sense, Doctor?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And yeah, this is, you know, have you seen this Russian dolls? You know, like there are
Yes.
a couple, you know, like many of them in they just layers of these dolls that they
Uh-huh.
just go down, down. I think we are now discovering the opening up these dolls one by one, and we will get there hopefully. You know, this is a question that, like, for hundreds of years, psychologists, philosophers, and scientists are working on it. So I do not claim that, so yeah, we are going to find the answer right away in 90 minutes, but hopefully at least we are going to get to the place to know who we are not. And
100%.
like it triggers some thoughts inside our head. So to think about who are actually who we are. But yeah,
Doctor,
so
can I ask you? Who are you?
yeah, I mean, so I will definitely answer the question, my thoughts at the end of the session. I keep it for
Yeah.
the very end because I just really want to
How
hear
long are
from.
you on? Because I've got to nip out. Again,
So
someone
it
come
usually
back.
is 90 minutes. We already passed 20. So next, and you know, like just hang around for 1 hour. I will share my thoughts. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank you
thank you for
so
having
much
me
for
on.
joining. I'm looking forward for our session as to be your co-host, and I will looking forward to that.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right. So let's continue with another guest on Instagram. Thank you. We will come back to our TikTok friends. We already have a couple of friends on TikTok. That is a good news that we can have guests in two platforms. And let's go on TikTok, talk to. Hello.
Hello, Iman. How are you?
Hi. Hey, how are you? Thank you, Zakira.
Thank you. It's good to be
Zakira.
here again.
Thank you. I think I was just there's something wrong with my pronunciation. Zakira, right?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Exactly right.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Thank you for joining. Would you please introduce yourself again for like friends that cannot see you?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Zakira Ibrahim, and I'm tuning in from South Africa. And I'm super excited to talk about this topic because it's one that has filled so many pages of my journal. And it's a big philosophical question. Who are you? Like, who are we? It's like you mentioned in your post earlier, you know, if you strip the titles, if you take away your name, your profession,
what is your essence? What is authentically you? Who are you? And so, I thought about this question for many years actually. And, I have come to some kind of conclusions regarding it. Because what do you think? Like, is it something you've sat with for a long time yourself, Iman?
Well, time to time, of course, I think about it, and I try to listen, learn all the aspects, all the opinions, all different approaches. Uh, in East philosophy, there are some specific, let's say, terms in Persian philosophy and poetry that they refer human being or our being as John. They call it John. There's no word to translate John in English. It's not
Okay.
heart, it's not soul, it's not body, it's John. And yeah, I came up with some answers myself as we discussed with Connie Rose. I am going to share my opinion, and like maybe one of the most popular opinions nowadays. But so I'm so eager to hear your opinion. What do you think?
Yes, of course. So I think, mainly when things happen to you in life, like, for example, if a death comes up, or like a divorce comes up, or those kind of tenets, like big changes in your life, they kind of define who you are. And had it not happened to you, you would think like, who would I be if those things didn't occur in my life? And so I think that, those kind of issues define you. And then obviously there's the ideas of like nurture and nature. So part of your genealogy and, your ancestry defines who you are and what you're going to be like, and your persona and your mannerisms and, aspects of that sort. And then, so I feel like the nurture part is your surroundings and where you live. Like, the fact that I lived in Australia for 13 years has defined me in so many ways. To answer the question, if someone had to say, who are you? I would say, I'm working on being a person of great integrity every day. That is the most important aspect of who you are. Like, if like I had to leave a legacy, I would say I would want to be someone of great integrity. So I think everybody develops a sense of character and persona around certain characteristics, like having great integrity or working on their personality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little bit of my thoughts. It's a very big and diverse question. I could talk about it for hours, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So far we haven't get to reach the level to find the answer. But let's bring this way. Who are you not?
Who am I not? I'm not a person who is dishonest. I'm not a person who what you see is what you get. So basically, I would authenticity. I'm not the lack of authenticity is not who I am. I don't put a facade on. I don't wear a mask. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's who I am. So, sorry, I'm not answering your question exactly, but I know sort of who I am in more regard than who I'm like. Does that make sense?
Of course, you're talking about qualities.
Okay.
Yeah, like let's say kind, honest. These are qualities that we carry. Some of us have them, but let's say if you are a kind person and you define yourself as kind, and it's some situation, sometimes you're not kind in that certain situation. You are not you anymore.
Yeah, right. So you're saying that the nurture then changes according to
if something changes, not me, because I am who I am. If something,
okay.
If I'm kind now and I'm not kind 10 minutes from now, but I still am, right? So kindness is a quality that I'm carrying. It could be for a long time, it could be for lifetime, but there are sometimes might not be kind for any reason. I'm an honest person, but the moment that I'm lying anyway, somehow maybe, if it's
Okay.
not me anymore, who is this then?
Yes.
These are the qualities. So I'm just trying to go deeper, layer by layer. So these are the qualities that, yeah. So it's way better than to define ourselves as physical body. I am my skin, I am my hand, I am. So we are
Right.
going down one layer down. So yeah, so these qualities that most of the time are there, but sometimes they're not, but I am there anyway. So that was actually it really good topic. I mean, good thing to mention, that so we are not the qualities that we refer us to.
Okay. Sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're saying that we should delve deeper into the question of who are you? Like,
Mhm.
so, okay, so you know how there's the saying that if you are alone in your room and there's no one around, and that person that you are is exactly who you are. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah, we are trying to find who we are at the like a deepest level that we can reach.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Now, so that's what I'm saying. Like the times that you will really find out who you truly are is when adversity hits you. Like tragic things like death and divorce. That's when you really truly learn the toughest parts of yourself and who you truly are. And I think it's a beautiful thing to go through, because you kind of like delve deeply into your own inner core, and you introspect and you think to yourself, wow, I've been through so much, and I've come out full circle. And that shows that you might be a warrior or like legendary, you know. So yeah, you know, those tragic circumstances do question who you are.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for your input. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your share. And so far we know that we are not our qualities, because our quality might change. Maybe not every day,
Okay.
but at least like once a time, once upon a time it
Okay.
might change. Thank you so much, Zakira.
Thanks,
Hope you
man.
can
Thank
join
you.
again.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Alrighty. So, who are you? What a simple and complicated question. Meanwhile, who are you? Now we're going on TikTok again.
You okay, man?
Hi, Hoden. How are you?
I'm doing good, my dear.
Thank you for joining.
It's such a simple question, but it's so deep, huh?
So, what is your answer?
Okay. Who am I? I'm just gonna say I am a simple human being. But if you ask me personally, before a couple years about myself, I think this way. It's no 100%. I was competitive. I was a fighter. I was having negative thoughts. Like I was looking the life different way. But the life lesson, the life teach you a lesson, and you learn from day by day, whether it's your religion, whether it's your community, whether it's the universe by itself teach you.
Mm-hmm.
In the eye of the universe, we are equal, all, in every religion, we are all equal, simple human beings. But when we come to ourselves, we differentiate it into several standards. But when you look at it, in my view, before 20 years, I was holding, I don't know nothing except sitting with my parent and going to university, and my parent is taken care of. And after that, what I faced teach me. Life teach you who you are and what you need to be. And life only doesn't teach you, Dr. Iman, in one side. The life teach me, and first time it hurt me. It showed me how I can survive in this world. I can hurt. Like I can hurt and defend. All defense and negative can survive me. That hurts me again, second time.
So
he,
let's say
right,
life teaches you lesson
exactly.
and hurts you. It to me, it seems that you're talking about your ego now.
That's why I'm telling you how the ego can teach you who you are personally.
Okay.
Your ego can teach you who you are personally.
Hmm. And
If you doesn't learn like day by day life, if your ego doesn't teach you, you will never know who you are. If you're kind, if you're mean, if you are anything, you would never know. Life teach you who you are, because when you're born, the only thing you know is breastfeed, because you're starving. But when you grow, you pass that level, and the life teach you who you are and who you need to be. So to pass a good legacy for your children or for all the community.
all right. All right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for bringing up the ego part of the being, who we are, and the lesson that we learn through our life. Maybe this is the way that we define ourselves, with our lessons.
You're welcome to play, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rodan, for joining, and thank you for your share.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah. So if we are what we learn, and we are what life teaches us, who were we before we learned these lessons? The ego itself is not something that we are born with. The ego is created during our first years of life, when we start to interact with our environment, and we come to the point that we learn our name, and then we relate everything to ourselves. This is my toy, this is my dad, this is my food, and then this little my, I, mine, and our name, they all turn to become our ego, and then become this persona that we have and we carry all the way. But yeah, so interesting. Let's see what else do we have here. And I see so many friends who wants to join. I try to invite as many as I can, and to see if we can find new friends, old friends, and let's see who wants to join. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Salam alaikum. Julianne,
Sorry.
how are you?
Shobran.
How is the weather in the?
Oh, we
Yeah, I
had
know that everything is
real
going
roller
crazy
coaster
there.
today of weather. I put a video up.
Mhm.
I braved it. I went down to the seafront, stood the other side of my car, and became the weather woman.
Yeah.
So that was me today. I was the weather woman. But
Mhm.
no, it's passed now. It's gone up north. But I'm not counting my chickens. It may well come back. So,
Mhm.
it's been quite a roller coaster day. So
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed there's so many flights being cancelled in Europe, especially UK, France, and everywhere. It's people are.
Well, the port of Dover came to standstill today. It was an absolute standstill. So we had what we call Operation Stack, which is where we have lots of HGV lorries all stacked up because they're waiting to go across to Europe. They can't go across to Europe. The tunnel was absolutely rammed today with lorries going through it. And no doubt we're now going to have a little bit of chaos, shall we say, in Dover. So yeah.
Munch
but
is the canal. The name is Munch.
Pardon?
The canal between France and
Channel. The Euro Channel.
yeah. They call it Munch.
Yes. That was the company that ran it. Yeah, for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what you're saying now. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you for joining, and I'm so interested to hear your point of view and your opinion about the answer, the question. Who are you?
Right. I think we label people too much. I really do. I think we need to be more in tune with ourselves. For me, yes, I've had lots of life experiences, but they do not define me. A death of a loved one doesn't define me. I am me. I'm me, myself, and I. Yes, there are lots of titles that people know me by, mother, daughter, friend, but that doesn't define me. When I was born, I was a shell, and life from 1 to 7, you're a sponge, so you take on lots and lots of things. I don't fit in because I don't want to fit in. I want to be unique. I want to be me. I'm an open book. That's who I am. I'm an open book. And I have a very great thought that to be able to make a decision on somebody, you have to read that book, chapter and verse, to know about the author. I'm an open book. Different chapters of my life are in that book. But that doesn't define me. That doesn't make me me. I am a human being. I'm like an onion, layer by layer by layer by layer. And when you get to the core of the onion, you're going to see lots of emotions. The emotions mean that, yeah, I cry, I laugh, I am me. You could say I'm a glass looking through. You wouldn't see a lot, you just see a glass. But I'm soul, mind, and body. Soul first, mind, which controls the soul, and then body. Going back to the book, there are lots of pages left, and I'm learning all the time. I'm evolving all the time. I want to learn. I will only, I'm not perfection. I will never be perfection until I'm called to God. When I'm called to God, then I'm perfect. But I'm not perfection. I make mistakes. I'm human. So that's me. I have a name, Julianne. People know me as Julianne. Mm-hmm. People know me by what they see, but it's knowing what's inside. That is me. My soul. That is me. I'm humble. I don't believe in materialistic type of life. Money doesn't buy you happiness. It'll buy you a meal, but it doesn't buy you happiness. All those things, kindness and things like that. If you say, oh, I'm kind, I might not be tomorrow, as you said rightfully, and then that, what does that do? It chips your armor because people think that you're a kind person. So the minute you are real and you say it how you see it, you're no longer that person. Mm-hmm. So no, I have many emotions, many attributes. One of them is, that I will state is I'm very humble, and I'm grateful of being on this earth. So yeah, that's me. I don't even know who I am really from one day to the next. I think things will always make you reevaluate your purpose and what you're here for. Mm-hmm. But the soul is me. And in order for anybody to say they know me, they'd have to be with me for a lifetime, I think. And I think I'd have to be with me for a lifetime. Mm-hmm. The only person that knows you is yourself. But deep down, that's me, the soul. I have a moral compass. I've taken that along the line from my grandfather, but that doesn't make me me. Mm-hmm. My hair color doesn't make me me. My eyes don't make me me. That's how I'm recognized by society. The lady with the blonde hair, the lady with the green eyes, the lady that does things for people. No, that's not me. Mm-hmm. Me is deeper than that. As I say, like an onion, layer after layer after layer after layer. Mm-hmm. That's the way I see it.
Oh yeah, thank you. So if you more than, yeah. So in order to be able to answer the question that who are we or who am I, we need to first to get rid of, like, open these layers of who we are not. And you mentioned like many of them. I am not my physical body. I'm not my experiences. I'm not my uh, qualities, my uh, labels, my roles. That was absolutely right and so helpful. Thank you so much for your share.
Thank you.
I hope that this storm thing passes as soon as
So do I.
possible and you
But you
be safe and
Sorry. Sorry, you're breaking up.
no.
You hope the storm passes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
very
for
much.
joining. Thank you. Enjoy
Bye.
the rest of the day.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Who are you? You're not your experiences. You're not your lessons that you learned. You're not your ups and downs. You're not your title. You're not your physical body. But then who you are, that is the question. Let's let's see if we can find the answer for this one. Hanya,
Hi,
hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks.
This is my favorite question.
You joined your favorite topic. That's
Yes.
actually really
Yes.
good. Would you please introduce yourself for my friends?
Yes, I'm Honey from Toronto.
Mhm. Hanya from Toronto, and this is your favorite topic.
It's one of my favorite topics. I'm a very spiritual person, so I like all topics that are related to spirituality.
Mhm.
So I would say that beyond all the roles that we have and titles and characteristics and values and beliefs and body or whatever, we are essentially soul. So I'm a part of God. I'm a part of the universe. I'm an infinite being. I'm at its core, I'm energy.
Mhm.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That's what I am. If you ask me who I am, that's
Mhm.
my explanation.
So, would you please elaborate on it a little bit more?
Well, I'm a soul who's having a physical experience. I'm using this body, this person, this persona as a vessel to have certain experiences, right? But at its core, I'm that soul who's having these experiences right now. I'm not this flesh.
Mhm.
I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my beliefs. I'm not the roles that I have in life. I'm ultimately a part of the universe. We're all interconnected. I'm energy.
Mhm. It was this story of, I don't know where this the original story came from, but this is the story that the author mentioned it in the book Tuesdays with Morty. The story about the little wave in the ocean. This little wave was happily just hanging around the ocean and enjoying his being as its little wave. But the closer they get to the shore, the wave actually witnessed that other waves go to the shore and they destroy, they gone. It was so sad. Like he was like, what is going to happen? I'm going to vanish. And I was so anxious and agitated and a bigger, like, it's like another wave which was like a bigger wave told her, so what's your problem? what makes you this anxious? So don't you see it? We are going to the shore and we're gonna vanish and I'm going to go. I'm nothing. And the bigger one, the older one, the wiser one told him that no, you're not a wave. You're part of the ocean. And you're not going to vanish. You still are going to be part of the ocean. Maybe a particle of this whole thing. So this is absolutely right. This is the way that to look at things. We are not us. It's not me. I am part of this the bigger thing. Absolutely right. Yeah. So that was a really beautiful way to look at things, and of course the right way to do. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's
Yeah.
just it.
You just show up, bang, 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 the answer, and
Exactly.
adios, amigos.
Exactly. Just get to the good parts.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you are part of the ocean. Yes. So let's continue. This mic is always on my way. I just need to do some exercise to get there, to reach the phone and try to connect with friends. Hello. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Thank you
How
for.
are you, Dr. Iman?
I'm doing
Sorry,
good.
my voice, I have trouble with voice, so I couldn't talk it too much.
Me too. Me too. Me too. It's okay. So, would you please introduce yourself?
My name is Nermeen. I'm from Egypt.
Nermeen from Egypt. Yeah, thank you for joining me today, Nermeen.
Hello, Rana.
Oh yeah.
Rana is my best friend.
Okay.
Gypsy soul.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, okay. So, thank you for joining. What is your thoughts about the question? Who are you?
Who I am? I think I'm a hero who saved myself. I saved me. When my mom pregnant, I have too much trouble. I fight for life. I fight to grow up. When I'm born, my parents have divorced. So I also fight to stay live. And there's so much things happened. I lost my mother. I also lost my loved one. It wasn't easy for me, but I have to be brave. I have to be my hero to go on. So I say, no, you don't have to stop now. You have to go on. You have to complete your way. Alone, it's okay. I don't care. I have to go. So I'm a victor. I'm not a victim. That's all.
You're not a victim, and you see yourself as a fighter. You are a fighter.
Yeah, I'm also a victor.
A victor. Mm-hmm. Oh, awesome. Okay. So I mean, your story is, you definitely need to come on Wednesdays that we talk about our stories and inspirational stories, because I see that you have a lot to share, and your story is definitely inspirational. But if you are going to, because like let's say let's just talk about this. The story that we are all going through each of us have has a story, but are we our story or not? I lost my that this, I did that, and I went through this, and these are experiences that we all been through. Are we our experiences?
No, we choose. We choose. Maybe we go on and complete our life.
Hmm.
Maybe we stay in the same place. It's your choice.
Hmm. Okay. And I see that my friends, like your friends, apparently they are just, I can read the comments. They are all in love with you, and they love you, and they send you all the hearts and stuff. So
Thank you.
you whatever you have done, just keep doing it. You're doing great. Yeah, everyone loves you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your share,
Thank you so
and
much, Karim. And
have a
thank
nice evening from Egypt. Thank you. Bye. All right. So. And I'm trying to.
Hi.
Insha. Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, great. So would you please
Thank
introduce
you
yourself?
very much for taking me.
I cannot hear you. What?
I said thanks a lot for taking me.
Of
It
course,
means a
of
lot.
course. Thank you for joining. I noticed that you commenting that you really want to join, and I just okay. So let's do this. Why not? And please introduce yourself.
This is Dr. Ensha, and I'm from India.
You're from India. I think you joined once in the game nights, right?
No, this is my very first time.
Okay, yeah. So thank you. Let's get to the question, and
Yeah.
let's
See,
I really looking for.
I
Yeah.
have my own perception about I am.
Mhm.
I am basically like it is your lower self as well as your higher self. Like I am is just the word of God. I am. Only He can say that. He is. And then when we join the word that with I am that. We are that, that. Like, are you getting? It's like I am. It is both a higher self as well as lower self, as well as a lower self.
Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting. I guess.
I'm really sorry. I'm
No,
really
no
sorry.
worries.
I just lost access to. Am I audible?
No worries. Yeah, yeah. It's okay now.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say, I am is the beauty of God. Like it just suits on God. I am. Only He can say He is.
Mm-hmm.
He is. But then, see, in short words, we can say that I am is the ultimate truth as well as the ultimate blasphemy. Blasphemy is our lower self, and higher truth is when you become intimate, when your soul becomes intimate with God. And in between that lies the person, like, I'm not able to make it. It
Mm-hmm.
in short means that when a person, a soul is put on this earth and manifests to find himself, he comes across both of his lower self as well his higher self, and then he decides to be in that. And that is who you are. You are not I am. You are that who comes after I am. I hope
Mm-hmm.
you're getting me.
Yeah. So you uh, let's say so
It's
you.
funny, but like I didn't get the right words to put it that way. It's deep. It's way too deep.
Mhm. I wish that I could come up with my answer right away because this is exactly the good time for to do this. I'm still keeping my answer for maybe next 20 minutes, but yeah, you obviously made it more complicated whatever you did. Yeah, so you made it.
And I apologize for that.
Mhm. Yeah, but this is right. I mean, this is
See,
not
I
a
want to
simple.
share one thing.
This
I'm
simple
really
question is
sorry
not
for
as simple as it
intruding
seems
on
to
you.
be. Yeah,
I'm
that is
really
true.
sorry. I
Mhm.
want to make it made to people who didn't get it
Mhm.
that way.
Mhm.
I've written something.
Mhm.
Just give me a sec. See, I've written something about I am. Loveness, no titles and names. Loveness, no titles and names. Loveness, no egotistical consciousness of I am. So it ran away to the mystics who knit the secret of I'm not, nothingness. This is the game of I am and I am not.
Mhm.
We are not I am, we are not I am not. We are that. What we
Yeah, and this is absolutely a really good practice of just being. I am, and even forget about the I. Just am. Just be. And this is
I
really,
am is the ultimate truth, God.
yeah. When you
We are not that.
just
We cannot be that.
practicing the being, just be. Like even don't forget about I.
Human
Just
being.
be. Yeah. Just.
Being is the thing, yeah.
Mhm.
Existence, existing. That is what we are here for.
True.
And
True.
I'm really sorry. I made it complicated. I
No,
apologize.
no,
for
that's
that.
that's absolutely right. I mean, that's completely fine. What you did, it's complicated. It is complicated, and somehow when you think about it, and that is the pivotal point.
It's complicated yet simple at the same time.
Mhm. Mhm. So thank you so much, Dr. Insha, for joining, and I'm so grateful that you
Thank you
did.
so much for giving me your time. It means a lot.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right. I am. What an interesting topic. What an interesting topic. We all seriously think about it. From the moment that we open our eyes till the moment that we go to bed again, if we fall asleep, constantly we are thinking about, planning about, serving this thing that we cannot even define. Everything is so around the subject of me. Everything is about me. What about me? If I can do this, if I can do that, if I can achieve this, my thing is going to be I will be, and who are you now? Maybe if we know the answer, at least we know who are we serving. Maybe we can meet our expectations, maybe become happier because at least we know who are we serving and what do we want. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing, Victoria? What a topic. Yeah. Yeah.
It's 9 p.m. in windy Belgium. For those who don't know me, I'm Victoria. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Iman,
for
for
joining.
having me.
Thank you for joining.
And yes, indeed, it's a topic that we can talk about quite long.
Mm-hmm.
And although you have put the first question, who are you? Who are you not, is a profound one.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not always, let's say, able to answer. First question, second question, and there we are confronted with who we are. The fact that we cannot answer the question says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That we don't have all the answers.
Yeah, and Dr. Insha actually, the way that she complicated things, and she said, "I'm sorry, I made it complicated, but yes, so it is." Are we even able to define ourselves or not? That's the question. So, what do you think?
I think we are not able to define ourselves fully. We can give an idea, but that's something that is in our inner experience. Someone can say something about us, and we might agree or disagree, but it's almost all of the time something outwards. It's not something from our. I'm not going to use the word soul. I'm going to check on what you said, the word that you cannot translate, John.
John.
I'm going to check upon that. But I think that what happens is that we always think that we know. And the fact is, when we think that we know, we are losing part of who we really are. We try to define everything and everyone and every situation. Sometimes we hold on an experience, and that defines who we are. Some people say, I am a survivor for this experience. Or maybe they have a huge degree and they find themselves only with the title. But even if that is a super accomplishment, and it's good, of course, to have titles for some purposes, but at the same time, we are limiting ourselves. I think because the fact that we have been created by an almighty, or for some people, it can be another definition, there is part of us that is illimited. But we do not know which part. I know I'm complicating there a little bit, but
No, you're getting there. We're getting there. Actually, we started from. So first, let's just to summarize what we already know. We know that we are not something that changed. So if it changes, not me, because I am who I am. I was, I will be, and this is it. I am not going to change. So a role of a teacher, writer, mother, daughter, sister, like these change. So this is not me. Yes, these are a layer, a mask, a surface thing. So if it changed, it's not me. Let's add something. If it is observed, it's not me. A test of object and subject. If I see this book, or I hear this voice, or I feel this, whatever, like with my senses, it's not me. We're getting there. So we know that all this stuff that we mentioned, these are experiences, even thoughts. So many of might think that, so we are our thoughts. Thoughts are images in our mind. We see the image. We are not the image. We are not the screen. This is not us. So who are we then?
I know that the more we do not try to define ourselves, the more we become.
Mm-hmm.
In that way, that
we do not need to have a word after the I am. We can use the whole dictionary if we want to. But what is important is to be open to that change and to be open to understand that we are not limited. I'm again going back to that, as we are not the space and the time and everything that we are now experiencing as a human being. We are much more. And the more we release that wanting to control, wanting to be, we become even more than the person that we think we are. So I'm going to try to clarify it with a very simple example. For a long time, I thought that a degree was a must. So if I did not have that degree, I am not the full capacity person that I think I should be. The day that I said, I do not need that degree to become whatever career I want to pursue, that freed me. So actually, we are limiting ourselves with thinking that we are. When we stop labeling, or not only labeling, but thinking that we need this and we need to be this, even identity-wise, origin or nationality. Okay, it's good to be proud. That there is no problem with that. But if you only are your nationality, you are limiting yourself. When we go back to wherever, for others it's the afterlife, for other people it's somewhere else. When we go back, we are not the country we were born in. So I often think about afterlife, not to define myself, but to detach myself from whatever label I may take in, because it's very human to do so.
Yeah, we all want to add layers of, because this is an important question, that who we are, and we all looking for something to be, something to define. I am the father of so and so.
Yes.
I am the brother of. I am. Sometimes we define ourselves as our religion. I am a Hindu. I am a Muslim. And who were you before you become? Who were you even before? No, there is Islam or Hinduism or anything like this. I am the wife of Mr. Like, who were you before you become his wife? I am the doctor. So who were you before you become a doctor, and what is going to happen? And I am the owner of this company, CEO of that, or I am the founder of. So who were you before? I am the. If you rent a car to go from point A to point B, and you drive your car, either it's a 1 hour or 10 years. Are you your car, or it's just a vehicle that taking you from point A to point B? And
Yes.
yeah, so that's something. So, but we all want to be part of something bigger to define ourselves. So we are now this, and then all these conflicts happen, that the inner group interest and outer group like conflicts of we are the best and we know everything and others don't. And this is like all the conflict and the ego, actually, the tribal
It's
ego.
fascinating when you meet people. You don't always know why you meet them, but sometimes there is an essence in them that is related with you. There is something in them, or an experience, a life experience, a thought, a subject in them, or that they know about, that is in you. And that's why it's super important to stay open. More than 10 years ago, I participated to a documentary around Muslims. I was thinking, okay, education, I'm going to contribute. But afterwards, I was okay with the documentary, but afterwards, I was asked to do more interviews, and the journalist always came with that identity. And I said, no, I know other things. I want to talk about other things.
Mhm.
But I got labeled. So when people said to me, oh, would you like to come and talk about this? There is this kind of trouble over there, and it's always related to my religion. I said, no. I'm okay with marketing. I'm okay with book writing or other stuff that I like, but no. But that's proof that we are so much more. We are more essence, and that I learned along the way. But I'm more convinced about it right now. But still in search. Still in search.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your share. We are getting there hopefully soon. In next 10 to 15 minutes, we are going to start to wrap it up and see what we are not and what we might be.
Yes, tell us more.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm so fascinated by all the shares and all these opinions, ideas, shares. It's really great to have you all here. Yeah, Fridays are the day that we talk about happiness, and we are going step by step to reach there. We are getting there. Hello. Hi, Rashta. How are you?
I'm good. Give me a second.
You have all the time in the world. Just take your time, no problem.
Goodness.
Okay.
Oh, well, lucky I caught you. Like I told you, I'm having difficulty sleeping, so
Mhm.
I just got up a little while ago. I saw that you're live with Victoria, so I was like, oh, let me see what's going on.
Okay, so thank you for joining. Thank you for sending the request. How's it going?
It's going good. I got my scan. Very, very positive. From the scan, my PET scan from 3 months ago, the cancer that I have is about 50% less. No new cancer. So yay.
Yay. Congratulations.
I think initially I knew the results actually because they send it to you via email. So by reading them, I pretty much knew the results, but I kind of wanted to hear it from the doctor. The only issue that I'm having is because of the radiation that I had on my back, their osteophytes are starting to build on my lumbar, on my L3 and my L4, or whichever one, the ones that I had the radiation on. So it's just extra bone, which when I stand up, pinches a nerve, and that's why I can't stand for long periods of time. So I just told her, she said there's not much they're gonna do. She goes, no doctor will tell you. I was like, I don't want surgery anyways. That's not something that I'm looking for. I've already been cut quite a bit of times. Hopefully I don't have to be cut anymore. But yeah, I think I was expecting something else. That's why I was so sad that one day when I spoke to you, because that was part of it. But I didn't want to say anything until I spoke to the doctor. So I was really hoping for like nothing to show up. And so when it just said it went down, instead of being happy, I got really upset. And like, why? It's been 3 years, why? And so I think yesterday.
It's not even the event that define and impact our happiness. It's our perception of the event.
Exactly. So, she was of course she was very cautious of saying that, but I think this year is going to be a really good year. It started off really good. I think she even told me, she's like, I'm really glad you took that trip, the trip to London, and I'm glad I did too, because it was very therapeutic for me mentally, to be able to deal with just the everyday life and things going
Mhm.
around me and stuff. But so yeah, that's I'll be doing chemo again for 3 months, and so that's the same.
Okay.
Um,
So first of all, I'm so glad that you got your result. I told you that I didn't even ask you about the result because it's let's connect this to our topic today. That who are you? The question is who are you? I can definitely tell you that you are not your PET scan result.
yeah, that's true.
That is true. And the way that you look at your PET scan result, let's say, if I tell you that you have a tumor size 2 centimeter in your body, are you going to be happy or not?
Right, right,
The question is like, what is your perception of this event?
right,
If the tumor was 10 centimeter before and now it's 2 centimeter, of course I will be happy. But
right,
if I look at from the, oh my God, out of blue, there is a 2 centimeter tumor in my body, I would not be happy at all.
right,
This the event is there. The 2 centimeter tumor is there already. The way that we think about it and we look at things might be different. But
Yeah.
so who are you? How do you define yourself?
I think that's the difficulty I'm having, and that's the struggle that I've been having for the last 3 years, because I had a very defined personality before I got cancer. I was Rashta. I was a mom. I was a wife. I was a social worker who became a pharmacist at 40. I was a manager. And so all these exterior things defined me always. And that's always been my life. Because when I go back and I think, I had a conversation with a friend, and as I analyze my childhood, I have always been that way. Because my sister was the oldest, and I wouldn't say she was weak, but I think she was more timid at that time. So she was more traditional. My older brother was kind of the rebel, and I was kind of the kid that was. Originally, I was the baby, and then my brother was born when I was 9, so he became the baby. So at 9 years old, I kind of like detached somewhat from my family and kind of became my own person. So I grew up as a tomboy. I used to play marbles. I used to take my brother's bike and go riding. I used to do all that stuff. I didn't do all the stuff that the women of that, like my aunt and my mom and my cousin and sister would sit down and sew. And they would, my aunt, this is a really funny story. My aunt would say, "What are you going to do when you grow up? Who's going to sew your clothes for me?" I go, and I responded to her at 10 years old. I said, "You know what? I'm going to get an education, and I'm going to pay someone to sew clothes for me." Which actually came true, because that's exactly what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to who I am, that's who I was. I was the student. I was the good kid. I was the peacemaker. I was the one that didn't need any help. Even though I did, but that's the perception everybody had of me. So that's the perception I had of myself. I can't be vulnerable because my mom has too much on her plate. Or my dad's been disabled since 1981. So he's at home also. So I was religious. I was a practicing Muslim at that time. Which I think helped a lot me also. But I had this very clear identity of who I was. I was a smart kid. That's what helped me. I could have gone 2 ways when I hit high school. I could have either gone into the group of drugs and all that, or I really say that I met one girl, my best friend Arlene, and I think that's where everything changed in my life. My grades started going up, and activities going up. But honestly, that's what I've always been. I've been a working mom, a working student, always doing something. So when cancer happened and I have been held here at home, I don't know who I am. That is a struggle that
When cancer happened, you were not social worker anymore. You were not pharmacist anymore. You were not that strong persona that you projected anymore. So, and how did you over last 3 years you were fighting with cancer, and you were actually struggling with this, let's say, identity crisis that now, okay, so who I am
yes.
and how,
Yeah.
where did you get?
I don't know. I try to come to terms with it, but I still, it's so deeply rooted inside of me, like in here. So like when I see, like I at times won't go on Instagram or Facebook because initially when I got diagnosed, I didn't think it was gonna last this long. I think, okay, I'm in therapy, everything's going well, you know, I'll get back into the groove of things. But now after 3 years, I don't think I want to go back because I think I've changed so much that, you know, but I don't know. I'm, like I said, I'm very, very, and I think just like Ozma said, I am having an identity crisis. You know, I don't know who I am because even in the house, if I was a housewife, which technically I am, but I'm not because of my issues or my illness. I can't do a lot of the things that a typical housewife does or does, like,
The
you know.
typical housewife is a definition that to society defined. Typical housewife is you are not a typical, you are not a typical anything.
Right.
Typical is something that a society based on their values and their belief they categorize things that, okay, so there is no such a thing as typical being.
Right.
We are not typical anything.
Right.
Yes, so over the last 200 years, all the things that we believe is just insert in our brain. Typical doctor, typical artist, typical businessman, typical housewife, typical good friend, typical. There is no such a thing.
Right.
And these are the masks that, like, we already struggling with so many layers, but these are this layers and roles and masks that society actually forces to wear. If you are a doctor, you need to act like. If you're an artist, you must be mysterious. You should act the way, or like what kind of artist you are. If you are a housewife, you. So yeah. So let's just forget about the typical thing.
Okay. I think, I don't know. Like I said, I have my really good days. Like today, I was able to sleep last night, but I got up first. I looked up and it was like 11, and I'm like, I'm not ready to get out of bed. I got up at 12, but it's like my internal being that was, it's like, why are you sleeping till 12? And I was like trying to say, okay, no, it's okay, Rashta, it's okay. I was like, why? You need the rest. You just had chemo yesterday, girl. And so, like I said, the 3-year struggle, labeling myself as a cancer patient, I think I have a mask on of trying to stay the old Rashta and not coming to terms with who I am now. Age-wise, I think when I think about my age, it's like I was always the youngest, and now I'm getting older. I had a really difficult time when I turned 50, and I'm like, whoa, where did life go? So it's a multitude of things. I can't really like say like who I am. I'm just Rashta now. I'm just a Rashta who's trying to survive day by day. That probably would be the best definition I could give you right now with what I have been given.
Okay, so since we are reaching to the end of the session, I promise that I will add my point and I will express my opinion about who we are and who I am. And I think it's a good practice that you be here with me when I'm talking about it, if it's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we discussed, we actually talk about who we are not. We know that we are not our physical body. We are not our name. We are not our fingerprint. We are not our, if you are your body and you are your fingerprint, if you lose your finger, you're not you anymore.
Right.
Or if you, by accident, I've seen many patients, they lost a leg. It's less you now. Like how do you define your being? So if a kidney of a transplant kidney would go to a new body, so it would be me and a little bit of someone else. So you are not your physical body. Your body is just a container of your soul to carry your soul. So you're not your body. You're not your physical being. You're not your name that they give you. You're not your religion. You're not your roles. You're not your job. You might, because things that change cannot be you. If you're a doctor today and tomorrow you are a content creator or maybe you're a poet. So this is not, neither of them is you because they change. You don't change. You are who you are.
Right.
And if you can see things, you're not there. Like if you can see your hand, if you can see your body, this is not you. So we need to go back. Let's get back to ego. When the ego created in maybe at the age of 2 or 3 or 1 to 2, like that back then, when as we discussed, we start to learn things that they are related to us. We see our family, our parents, they are connected, they are talking with words and they referring things to, like they're using this sound thing, like this is mine, this is his, this is like Iman's doll, this is Iman's toy, this is it. And then we learn there is a Iman. And then we say Iman and everyone like reward us. Yes, Iman, you are Iman, I love you, it's so good. And then this ego start to being there, so we create this ego. Yeah, oh, so there is Iman. And then we talk about Iman as a third person. Iman hungry, Iman, we don't even know who's Iman hungry, and then my Iman, and then Iman and mine, and then yes, so congratulations, your ego is created. Iman is there now. And everything from there, everything in this universe is all around Iman now. For me, the ego is Iman, and I know Iman, and then I create the persona of Iman, and everything is related to my ego. But before this ego is there, I was there, so I'm not my ego. I think as I said, we all learn from. I believe children are the best teachers ever.
Yes.
Just look at infants as the new product of this factory of human being, without any manipulation or anything that we teach them. We are not what we can observe. We are not the open book, as some of our friends said. I am an open book. I am the experience. I am the story. We are not. We are the observer,
Right.
like a newborn who just look around and just grasp, look at everything and try to understand. We are the observer. And here is that we cannot define anything more because our
Right.
brain is stopped. We are a flame of a bigger fire out there. When there is a big fire and there is a small flame inside us, bring us to this world to go through this life. And when this body is gone, the flame goes back again to the. So we never came, we never gone. We are there. We are just part of this bigger flame, like the small wave that I just talked about the story. You are not Rashta. You are not the social worker. You are not the mother. You're not the cancer fighter. You're not You're not. You are just. You are the observer. Are this Rashta's story? That's all you are. And at the end of the day, when I believe that when you just go back and see the bigger picture, you are nothing different than me. You are me, and I am you, and we are all just small flames of a bigger fire. So just being part of the story and observing the story doesn't mean that we are so like different in any kind. That's all we are. We are us. There is no me that I cannot define who I am because there is no I. The I is part of the ego. I don't know who I am because there is no me. And I just, I am, we are all part of a bigger thing. And I think that this is so if we can realize this thing, we become an observer of everything. There is no extremely exciting moment anymore and extremely sadness and extremely disappointing because we are just observing things. When you see
Right.
things, you just observe. Don't become so excited or so extremely like hype up about something, or don't be disappointed. You just observe.
Right.
This is what we do. We don't, and this is like we cannot define because the brain cannot understand it. That's who we are, what we do, and just be and do your part. That's my opinion, I guess. That's the way that I can see me and who I am.
Can I add one more?
Yeah, of course.
I think for me, where the identity crisis really came, was because I had to be one thing at home and I had to be something else outside. So there's actually two Rosh. There's a Rashta that's outside, and then I have a nickname that the Pakistani community calls me. Nobody calls me Rashta. They call me Guriya, and that's my nickname. Everybody calls me Guriya. It means doll in Pakistan. And so I was Guriya at home. I'm Guriya in the Pakistani community, but when I go out, I'm Rashta. So even though they're two of the same things, they're same, but it was two personalities that I grew up with. I was with Guriya. I had to be a little bit more quieter. I had to be more Pakistani, especially in those days. Manners, know how to be able to deal with the Pakistani community when we're going out either to a funeral, a wedding, or whatever, via Rashta, the Rashta that had to deal with the American society and having to be raised very in an Orthodox home, yet having to deal with the American traditions of it, what a teenager goes through rite of passages and what an adult goes through rite of passages. So that, I think, was the confusing part for me. So growing up, it was always that battle of which one am I going to be? I tried to balance it out pretty good, and so until, like I said, until I had cancer, I felt like I had a good knowledge of my identity, but I felt like I lost myself in the last 3 years. And now I'm trying to rebuild that and figure out who I am from here. Where am I going to go from here? Because I'm trying to go thinking I'm just going to go back to the old Rajda. My brother told me that, even my husband, even you. You're never going to go back to that old Rajda because of what you have gone through. You're going to be a totally different person. And so I think that's what I'm trying to come to terms with, is the new person that I'm trying to become.
Well, yeah, so hopefully we all now know that we are not our titles, and you're just an observer, as I am, as everyone else, and just observe and let it sink. Just be. And yeah, so I wish you the best in your observation through Rashta's story, and I will be there. And
thank you.
Just
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. After you and Victoria, I've actually started not writing, but voicing some poetry.
Awesome.
And but I want to put it in my own words. So, yeah, that you guys really kind of pushed me. I'm not a poet by any means, but I want to tap into that for myself.
So I'm looking forward to that. I know this.
Yeah.
It's not about It's not when it comes. You just need to write it down and voice it, and I'm just looking forward to that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
everything. I want to thank everybody in the community that watches. I've gotten so much support and love after my last video, my last live. I mean, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for this platform, Dr. Iman.
Thank you.
You know, I think it's it's my 1 year anniversary of getting to know you, and you have really impacted my life and brought some wonderful, wonderful people into my life, and totally indebted to you by that, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. I wish you the best, and I'm looking forward to talk to you again soon. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So in 4 minutes, I have a call. I have a private call I need to attend. We discuss about who we are, who you are, and we just learned that there is no you. They are all part of a bigger thing. So don't bother. Just observe. You're an observer, part of a bigger thing. So just let it be. Don't try to define yourself and put yourself in a place and just fit in a title to define yourself. So I just wanted to say that if you are, it's kind of like now it's getting off topic. There is a poem I want to read before I end this session in 3 minutes. And if you want to arrange a call for the business that we have and the product we offer and about Juice Plus, and it's kind of like a holistic approach to life on physical, mental, spiritual part of health. So you can book an appointment, like my friend who already is going to have the session in 3 minutes. Use the link on my bio on my link tree in YouTube, in Instagram and TikTok, and book a call, and let's talk and see how we can help you with that. I know that there are friends who speak Farsi here. They are watching. Hi, Behnaz, you're here. Kimia, you're here. Faride, I saw Kim and Hania. So this is a quick poem. I wrote it about like a year ago, and we can then end this session and let's go. Yeah. باز من دفتر قلم تنهاییم یعنی غزل. باز من دفتر قلم تنهاییم یعنی غزل. قصه هر روز این رسواییم یعنی غزل. گاه وقتی خواب چشمان تو را میبینم و صبح بعد از آن شب رویاییم یعنی غزل. می نشینم گوشه ای یاد تو را رج میزنم. حاصل این حال استثنائیم یعنی غزل. من سراسر می شوم یک آه کشداری که این ترجمان آه سرتاپاییم یعنی غزل. شعر شبهای شما شوق نوشتن می دهد. شاعرم شاید که واجاراییم یعنی غزل. من برای دلبری دستم به جایی بند نیست. این منم، ایمان و این داراییم یعنی غزل. Yes, thank you so much. I soon translate this one and put it on my posts. Love you all. I hope you enjoyed this topic. I really did. Have a nice rest of the day.